What the fuck is up?
All right, so before the commercial, we were talking about Save Our Children.
Yep.
What the fuck happened to that movement?
It seems to have disappeared as COVID struck. People seem to forgot about
Epstein
Epstein and
and all the children.
the Clintons.
You know, it seemed like it was just another virtue signaling thing for everybody. I didn't forget, though.
A lot of people participated in the hashtags and
But never followed up. Seems like everybody forgot. It's just real weird that it disappeared right around COVID. You know, starting to find out that COVID was made in a lab in Wuhan that was funded by Bill Gates.
Fauci too, right?
Fauci funded sharing of information to that lab for COVID, SARS, and something else. Basically mixing up the diseases.
Gain of function.
Gain of function, there you go. That's it right there.
Which is basically teaching a virus what it needs to do to overcome its obstacles, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So,
how do we make it more efficient?
I'm going to sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist that came upon this conclusion last night by my own accord. My mother actually hit me up, asked me if I knew Bill Gates was getting divorced.
I thought you drove an Acura or something. No?
No.
What do you drive?
A Rolla.
Oh, Corolla. Okay, so by your own Corolla you came upon this?
Anyway, so let's see. Bill Gates is getting divorced. Melinda says it's because of his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Well, how convenient that during all that Jeffrey Epstein and Save Our Children shit, COVID happens to happen, and the guy leading the pack behind everything is Bill fucking Gates.
Mm-hmm.
The guy saying, let's get this vaccine. The guy saying all this other, like, oh, well, we need to do this, and if a virus does hit, and Mr. Powerful, buying up all the fucking farmlands, all this shit seems real orchestrated. I mean, y'all can say I'm jumping to conclusions if that's what you want, but it looks to me like his ties with Epstein, I think what he said, trying to justify it, was that Epstein was the key to him getting a Nobel Peace Prize.
That's what he wanted?
That's what he wanted. That's why he associated himself with Epstein, supposedly.
Why does Epstein have anything to do with the Nobel Peace Prize? What is this guy?
Because he's connected. Power. You're connected to... And this is what I was getting at, is I think that we're all just being strung along, being played by this game. They want to separate us with left versus right, liberal versus conservative, Republican versus Democrat. I think Trump was in on it. I think Biden's in on it. They're all a bunch of fucking pedos. I know that we're going to have a lot of Trump supporters mad at me for this, but when you take a step back and look at it from a different angle, it's kind of clear as day, in my opinion.
I want to hear your stance on that, actually. Going deeper.
So Trump was in cahoots with the Clintons. Trump was in cahoots with Epstein. There's multiple pictures and videos of all of them hanging out. They've been friends for a while. Rich and powerful people hang out with rich and powerful people. Just because he became the president doesn't mean that they're not friends anymore. Just behind closed or in front of everybody's face, they're going to be, oh, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him. Trump went out like a martyr. That was his job, was to be the martyr of the situation. Divide and conquer is what they're doing. If there's division, nobody's going to focus and band together and be like, save our children. Nobody's going to focus and band together and be like, maybe there's something more going on here than racism and the LGBTQ and pronouns and people's feelings being hurt and wah. It's deeper than that. They are purposely trying to divide us. It's, you have, Trump was connected to them, Hillary's connected to them, Biden's connected to them, Epstein is connected to them all. And obviously he's connected with, was because he's dead. R.I.P. as in rest in piss. He's connected to all of them. I mean, there's Epstein is with all these powerful people, even Elon Musk, and I hate to say that because Elon is such a great guy. Well, we think he's such a great guy, but it's more or less like when you have such a big secret to hide and you are such a major player in the game to where the most powerful fucking billionaire thinks that you're going to get him a Nobel Peace Prize. You can't buy that Nobel Peace Prize, so you have to go through a pedophile for that. I mean, dude must have had some kind of fucking power. And my assumption is the power is he's got all these people on video fucking with kids, fucking with minors. And so once you got that on somebody, they'll do your fucking bidding. That's why Epstein committed suicide.
Yeah.
That's why Hillary suicided him.
Right.
But it's just like, I think that every major player in this has played a part. I don't think that, it's really necessarily a team game like they're trying to make us make it be. It's not left versus right. It's them versus us. And then so Corona happened. Trump went out like a martyr. And then Bill Gates is leading the way, trying to cover up his Epstein shit, sweep it under the door. Then Melinda divorces Bill Gates once this Corona shit's over. And then it all comes to fucking light.
I've heard some theories that because there is light being shed on Bill about this, the divorce is more of a financial move, so that when one of them gets caught up, right, the money's not all in one place.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Well, because we still don't know what happened to Maxwell, Gilzine, or whatever the fuck.
Ooh.
She's still in prison. She got a black eye. They said she got a black eye from covering her face for so long, from hiding from the guards' lights. I don't believe that.
I wanted to believe that Trump's a good guy, and so while you're doing that little speech, I was looking up Clintons and Trump, and this is a New York Times article. It says, when Hillary and Donald were friends.
When they still are. It's
Here's a picture right here.
But that's not even the first time, and it's multiple. It's not even because Trump used to be a Democrat, and then he switched parties, then he switched parties again, and it's just. I'm not saying what he did. Let me get it straight, though. I'm not saying what he did, his policies or anything, was bad for America. That's not what I'm saying. I agree with a lot of his policies and what he did. There was peace in the Middle East. He brokered peace with North Korea. There was a lot of good that Trump did. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying deep down, underneath that layer, was pedophile.
You know what I think more than that? I don't know. We don't know Trump personally, but the way we know that he operates is very businesslike and kind of, is like fuck you, or if it's fuck me, it's fuck you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I think maybe that his connections to the Clintons and stuff. Maybe I think he thought about running for president for a long time.
Oh, he has. It was like in the 80s he was talking about it.
So, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? You get in good with those people. You got to get into that circle if you want to get up there. You know what I mean?
But that's the problem. That circle is real corrupt.
Yeah.
And so even if
we don't know if he's playing those games, we
don't know. This is all speculation. This is all me speculating. That's why I said y'all can hate or not. I don't really care. This is just what I came upon in a conclusion. I think that, I hate to say this word specifically, the Illuminati, but I think that there are higher powers at B that control this monopoly game that's going on. Starting from the top down, and that Trump and Biden, because we all know Biden's a fucking pedophile off top, fucking sniffing kids. Hunter Biden has Finger Lakes tatted on his back, and that's where a bunch of sex trafficking is going on. There's been, he got that computer taken from him that had a bunch of child porn on it. So we know the Bidens already are pedophiles. We know that Trump has sexual assault allegations against him for underage girls and overage girls, or of age girls, I should say. And so, just when you're looking at the evidence from a back standpoint, it looks like, hey, the powers that be are fucking pedophiles, and this COVID shit really could have been the cover-up. COVID happened to hide all this, save our children.
Do you think they really are all pedophiles, or is this like the ultimate thing? Like, I think everybody can agree that fucking pedophilia is wrong, and like, if you're gonna agree on one thing to get somebody to have on somebody, some dirt to have on somebody, that's the thing. The one. Like, are they just using that, or do you really think that they're all fucking...
Well, I mean, Trump does... You can Google it right now if you want to. Trump has cases.
Yeah.
Of underage girls talking about sexual harassment or people that he's paid off. Epstein did. Joe Biden blatantly let kids brush his hair underwater. Brush his leg hair underwater. Be sniffing kids in front of everybody, grabbing them, Just because he wasn't Trump and saying grab him by the pussy doesn't mean that he's not touching. And so when the evidence is there clear in your face, it's a different story than just speculation, because there is court cases.
Let's see. Anybody can bring up a charge on you. You go to court, but do you beat it? Is there evidence
when
to
you
suggest
have the money
that...
to beat it, like say you got in a court case right now.
But how many people are going to come after you because you have money too,
Well, that's what I'm saying. How many times is it a lie? Because I'm pretty
We don't really know, but if there's evidence to prove that you did it in court, then you're probably...
I'm just saying, look at Corey Feldman's documentary. Hollywood is all pedophiles.
Yeah. But that dude's also a little bit nuts.
He is a little bit nuts, but he's not the first person to say it's all pedophiles.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been so fucking much child sex bullshit that it's ridiculous. There's just so much that points to all these rich and powerful people are pedophiles, or at least linked with pedophilia.
Shit is so weird now that anything's possible.
Well, I thought they were about to push for it when they were doing this LGBTQ thing. I thought the next thing coming was fucking not linking the gays or the trans to pedophiles. I'm just saying that they're changing the norm, and I thought they were going to try and change the norm to fucking, what did they call themselves? Minor attracted adults or something like that.
I remember that.
And so
I thought that I felt like that was a push to change,
to normalize it, right?
Well, at least change the rules so they don't get in trouble, because everybody's getting caught up.
Yeah. And I mean, you have state officials. There's a bunch of state officials that have been caught either doing homosexual stuff, that have spoken out against homosexual stuff, and then got caught doing homosexual stuff. There's been
like who?
I fucking can't remember, but there was like a list of Republican and Democrat fucking senators and whatever the fuck not, that I wish I could pull it up. I could probably yeah, there we go. That works. So
we're gonna pause while we look this up.
All right. Are we on?
All right, we're back.
All right, back from our commercial break.
Yep.
Shout out to our sponsor. No, I'm just playing. No sponsors.
So you was looking up a list of government officials.
Yeah, so this is from 2010 to 2021.
This is government officials that
have been charged in sexual misconduct.
Okay. Give it to them.
So we have a Republican judge, Court District, North District of Georgia, pleaded guilty to aiding and abetting getting a felon's possession of controlled substance and 2 misdemeanors, illegally giving a stripper his government-issued laptop, and possession of illegal drugs. He was sentenced to 30 days and 400 hours of community service.
30 days.
And resignation from the bench. Democrat New York representative Eric Massa resigned to avoid the ethics investigation into his admitted groping and tickling of multiple male staffers. He later stated,
tickler.
The New York tickler.
Groping too.
Not only did I grope a staffer, I tickled him until he couldn't breathe, says Eric Massa.
Dude, all right, I gotta pause you because I remember back in the days when I was like in middle school and high school, there's this dude on Del Ridge they called the Delridge Groper. And this dude would just run up. He'd find like women that are alone, and he'd run up and hump them real quick and just fucking disappear.
That reminds me of like this Asian shit called sharking.
Dude, what the fuck
they
is
go
that?
around and fucking see women in dresses or whatever, and they fucking rip their clothes off them and then just run away. And they'd be all there like this. It's not funny. It's terrible. Anyway,
sorry. Go ahead.
Republican representative of Indiana, staunch advocate of abstinence and family values, Soudard resigned to avoid an ethics investigation into his admitted extramarital affair. Republican, and these aren't even for the children's stuff. I can't find the one where it was children's. I wonder if it's being suppressed or not. Oh, and that brings me to further the first thing I Googled.
I want to clarify too. The first Google search that we tried had
Republicans
only.
Yeah, and so I had to dig a little deeper.
Use a different search engine.
Yeah. We have Republican Chris Lee of New York resigned hours after news reports stated that he had sent a shirtless picture of him flexing his muscles to a woman via Craigslist, along with flirtatious emails. He did not rely on pseudonym or a false email address, but used his official congressional email for all communication. Then we have a Democrat representative of New York admitted to sending sexual... Pause that. Yeah. How's she gonna tell me to say that I'm on speaker? She's on speakerphone, and then me be on speakerphone. Her mom just.
Yo, so sorry about the second break. That was a phone call from
my pregnant wife.
We thought it was a emergency. Apparently, there's just a good sale on weed.
Yeah, $4 for a gram of Freddy's Fuego. Shout out to Freddy's Fuego. Anyway. Anthony Weiner, this guy should have been, he's a Democrat. When you elect someone with the last name Weiner, you should automatically expect sexual misconduct. Anthony Weiner admitted to Tony Dick. Not just Anthony Weiner, representative of Democrat New York, admitted to sending sexually explicit photos of himself to several women through his Twitter account. He resigned from Congress June 16, 2011, but kept sexting after his resignation. On November 6, 2017, Weiner began serving a 21-month sentence for sexting a 15-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, there's one off top. And he's Democrat. Scott Desjarlais. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I probably butchered the fuck out of it. Representative of Tennessee, Republican, admitted under oath to at least 6 sex affairs, including 2 affairs with his patients and staffers while he was a physician at Grandview Medical Center in Jasper, Tennessee.
So those is the ones he admitted to.
Yeah. While running on a declared pro-life platform, coerced his ex-wife into having 2 abortions and tried to persuade a mistress who was his patient into an abortion as well. David Wu, Representative, Democrat of Oregon. On July 26, 2011, Wu resigned from the House of Representatives after being accused of making unwanted sexual advances toward a fundraiser's daughter. Vance McAllister, Representative, Republican, Louisiana. Although married and the father of 5, was caught on surveillance camera deeply kissing a married staffer. Several prominent Republicans asked McAllister to resign. In response, he stated he would not seek re-election in 2016. McAllister said, "There's no doubt I've fallen short and I'm asking for forgiveness. I'm asking for forgiveness from God, my wife, my kids, my staff, and my constituents who elected me to serve." Blake Farentholder, U.S. Representative, Republic of Texas, was reportedly to have to pay $84,000 of taxpayer money via the House of Representatives Office of Compliance to settle sexual harassment complaints of a former staffer. In December 2014, a settlement was reached in 2015. The identity of Farenthold with respect to taxpayer involvement was made public in 2017. This was the first document case of taxpayer funds being used to settle sexual harassment complaints against a member of Congress.
Taxpayer money.
Not only are y'all using our taxes for... And look, Donald Trump is on here. Donald Trump, Republican, 45th President of the United States, was accused of sexual assault by 25 women. 25 during the 2016 election. He denied the allegations. The allegations after the Washington Post released a 2005 video recorded him saying, "I'll grab him by the pussy." Trump himself renewed the controversy a year later by alleging that the video was fake. To which Access Hollywood replied, "Let us make this perfectly clear. The tape is very real." Remember, his excuse at the time was locker room talk. He said every one of those words. The first report of an alleged 2006 affair between Donald Trump and adult film star Stormy Daniels were published, blah, 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 blah. We already know all that stuff.
What?
What, the porn star stuff?
Yeah.
Stormy Daniels? Whatever. He fucked a porn star. What do porn stars do? Fuck. Okay.
Yep.
But it just goes on. There's just... Let me just count them because I don't want to keep reading all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22... 22 sexual assault cases from representatives from 2010 to 2021. And that's just off of Wikipedia.
Yeah.
There's so many more. Oh, here we go. List of politicians. Democrat California Congressman Tony Cardenas is being sued in L.A. County for allegedly sexually abused a 16-year-old girl. Democratic aide Senator Barbara Boxer Jeff Rossano plead guilty to charges of trading in child pornography. Democrat Alaskan State Representative Dean Westlake resigned from his seat after media published a report alleging that the father of a child's 16-year-old girl when he was 28. Democrat New Jersey State Assembled Neil Cohen was convicted of possession and distribution of child pornography. Republican Tim Nolan, chairman of Donald Trump's presidential campaign in Kentucky, pled guilty to child sex trafficking in February of 2018. Republican State Senator Ralph Shorty was indicted on 4 counts of human trafficking and child pornography in November 2017. Republican anti-abortion activist Howard Scott is convicted child rapist in Florida. Republican County Commissioner David Schwartz pleaded guilty to molesting 2 girls under the age of 11 and was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Republican Judge Mark, some weird last name, pleaded to no contest to fondling a 10-year-old girl, was sentenced to 10 years probation. Republican it just fucking goes on. Yeah. On and on and on. The government is fucking some pedophiles. Whether motherfuckers want to admit it or not, the fucking facts are all there. It's all public information.
All right, let's do some not so public information. Have you heard the Tom Hanks theories?
Yeah.
And pedophilia? He moved to Greece. He's a Greek citizen now. Did you know that?
Yeah. During right when COVID happened.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Hollywood is all connected. It's all fucking connected. If you're rich, have money, and you're powerful, it's all connected.
Ellen DeGeneres was on a show. This is part of the conspiracy. With a "Run Forrest Run" shirt on, right?
Yeah, I seen that.
Not too long after that, dude freaking bounces out of the U.S., gets his Greek citizenship. And then there's a bunch of weird freaking there's a bunch of weird stuff on his Instagram too.
Who's?
Tom Hanks, yeah.
Well, I thought you were going to talk about DeGeneres because there's hella weird shit on her shit. Like the shirt she be wearing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all
the background of her set looks like Epstein's freaking temple.
Yeah.
No, but all right, so what was that dude's name? Cappy? Do you remember Cappy?
I thought it was Shippy. Was it Steve Shippy?
No, hold on. I think it's
the
Cappy.
dude that got suicided and said that he was going to get suicided.
Isaac Cappy.
Isaac Cappy. He
was going to expose the pedophilia, and he called Tom Hanks out, right?
Yeah.
And then there was Tom Hanks had these weird abstract photos where he like finds shit on the ground and he'll take a picture of it, and it said like Route 66 roadkill or something like that.
Oh,
right?
yeah, and then
Cappy was killed on Route 66.
Yeah. Okay, I do remember that. I mean, it's all just, I feel like it's intertwined. All this Save Our Children stuff ended right as COVID happened. You know, they just brushed it under the door.
Yep.
They just brushed it all under the door. I mean, it's fucking... real convenient that, oh, we all go on lockdown when everybody's opening their eyes to pedophilia and this child sex trafficking.
Yep.
Bill Gates is now getting divorced because his wife doesn't want to be right there. She knows it's all coming down. It's all coming down. Now that COVID's over, she's like, all right, I'm getting out of here so I don't be charged with any of this stuff. Because the Bill and Melinda Gates Fund is Bill and Melinda Gates.
Yeah. And I want to advise people, if you're going to go look up any of this stuff, if you go to Google, it's going to be a bunch of fucking fact checks about this shit, because...
From tabloids.
From tabloids like...
USA Today.
Like, come on,
Who's
man.
fact-checking the fact-checkers? Who's policing the police?
Yeah.
Come on now.
You gotta... There's a lot of bullshit mixed in. You'll find a lot of bullshit, but I think there's a lot of truth in this, and I think that's where these theories and shit get fucking
muddied up.
Yeah. There's people that are probably purposefully putting together some wild shit in with the truth, so that...
Of course. Yeah. Like the adrenochrome shit.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah.
I can't imagine that shooting adrenochrome, or like the lizard shit, like the what are they, reptilians or whatever, Like, of course they're gonna throw that shit in there. Oh yeah, these guys are crazy. They think these people are reptilians. When really, I think that the whole child molester thing and the whole sex trafficking thing with these people isn't necessarily like a requirement, but they can, use the sex trafficking thing against these rich people or these powerful people so that they can have an upper hand on them.
It's a bargaining chip.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
So you don't believe in adrenochrome?
I mean, I think it's far-fetched. I don't know the science behind it. Who says that? Because they say, like, oh, if you drink the blood of a freshly killed child that was tortured beforehand, and they have adrenaline coming through them, and then you inject this into you, it's like the spirit of life and blah, blah, blah. Like, where's the science behind that? I'm not positive.
You ain't going to try it either.
I'm not going to try it.
So most people are going to just say, sounds like bullshit.
I mean, it does sound like bullshit. It sounds like a magical, like... it's something that people threw in there, like you were just saying, to fucking muddy up, is how I feel about that. I feel like it's, it's...
Like, why can't you just have artificial adrenaline?
Exactly.
And stem cells.
Exactly.
That's what the fuck it is. That's probably how they found out, Josh.
Well, and then Planned Parenthood goes along with that. They're using Planned Parenthood for stem cells. And they're not even allowed to research it, but who's to say that they're not researching it behind everybody's back?
What do you do with all of that? What do you do with everything? You know what I mean? What are you going to do with everything?
Open your third eye, people.
You really think that they're just throwing them in the trash?
Supposedly.
I don't think so.
Neither do I. I think it's...
Not when there's rich and powerful people that would pay for shit like that.
Oh, of course, 100%, tenfold. That's like when it first started. They found, 20,000 dead babies in a container because homeboy was studying stem cells.
Yeah.
And they went to come and confiscate the container because he didn't pay on it, and it had 20,000 dead babies in it.
Could you imagine, bro? Going to work and opening that shit up?
Yeah, they didn't even... They fucking confiscated it off of his thing and then opened it up. They didn't open it up while they was there. You know how they tow cars or whatever? Yeah. They're not going to open up the car. They're going to wait until it gets somewhere where they're not going to be fought for it. And they probably were roasting in the sun because it was in California. I mean, it's... Everything matches up. Call me a tinfoil hat man. I don't care.
At least part of it's gonna be true, dude. Yeah. That's the fucked up part.
I mean, there's proof that all these guys they're fucking pedophiles. It all just, whether they're sexual assault or pedophiles. I mean, it's fucking goes toe and toe.
I want to know what's up with Ghislaine.
She's still in prison waiting her sentencing. This is the longest time I've ever seen anybody wait for a sentencing. I don't fucking understand. They're trying to sweep it under the rug.
Everything you need to know about Ghislaine Maxwell docuseries.
What? If it's a docuseries, it's probably not even true, too. Let's be real.
We'll have to see who's putting it out. Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein emails revealed in new court papers. That was July 20th. This shit is like, you have to go look for it. They ain't putting this shit on the news.
No.
Yeah, I want to know. May 4th, 2021. Federal judge on Monday agreed to delay until the fall the sex trafficking trial of Ghislaine Maxwell to provide her defense team more. That's from CNN.
Why would you allow that? If I was a judge, I'd be like, nope, you guys don't get any more fucking time. You've had enough time. She's been in prison for like a year already. What do they need more time for?
To prep her with what she's going to say. You know?
A good lawyer will just tell you to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's Shut the Fuck Up Friday. Shout out to the pop bros at law.
Maxwell faces sex trafficking charges for allegedly recruiting and grooming a 14-year-old girl to engage in sex acts with Epstein.
Yeah. I mean,
she's jailed without bail. Man.
It just goes deep. This pedophilia thing is fucking terrible. And then we have let's get off this depressing ass topic.
True.
Anything new in the world of science, crypto?
Oh. Well.
So let me pull up.
Let me check.
China stopped
the
trade of Bitcoin and then tried to blame it on Elon for the crash.
I thought they banned crypto.
They banned. Yeah, there you go. And then they blamed it on Elon. Elon didn't sell.
And this is what happens in a communist country when the people are making
money, yeah.
Money for themselves or financial freedoms, any kind of freedom.
Well, it's just like
that
what
ain't gonna
Biden's
happen.
trying to do. Biden's trying to tax crypto.
Currently, Dogecoin is at 34 cents as of right now. It dropped down 12% since earlier.
Time to buy.
34 cents. I just bought a bunch of SHIB yesterday.
I still haven't got on with that. I'm just holding my Doge. Just gonna let it sit. Bubble, baby, let it bubble.
I'm in on Doge low enough. With not a whole lot, but it's good enough, you know.
Yeah.
That I'm just chilling, waiting. I'll let everybody panic out.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what's happening right now. Everything's so unstable with Doge. It's like, what's next? What's next? That's why SHIB is blowing up, because they're like, oh, we need a competitor. People are getting blown up overnight because the coin is so cheap. It's nice.
I'm losing money on SHIB, like big time.
Jump ship.
Jump ship. But yeah, it's down big time. If you guys are in, I would buy into SHIB now. You can get 7 million shares for $54.
That's crazy.
I might buy some right now. Go on.
How about science? I'm in quantum stocks right now. Quantum is blowing up.
What's up with that?
Well, it's breakthrough science, man. Motherfuckers don't understand it, or didn't understand. Well, we still don't understand it. We just know that it happens, so we use the effect. We don't know why it happens, but we know that it does happen, so we use the effect to progress our technology.
So, for people that are dumb and don't understand,
I wouldn't call them dumb, just uninformed.
For dumbasses that like me who don't know what exactly quantum is.
Well, it's like the theory of light, basically. Light is a particle, and it is also a wave. You know, you have light waves and light particles.
Mm-hmm.
when you look at it, it's either a particle, or if you look at it, it's a wave. And so the way that they send information through it, because every time it only changes when you observe it. The only thing that changes about quantum physics is when you observe it. So if you run your light through your computer a certain way, and then someone else looks at it and changes it, then it's going to fault the whole system, which makes it 100% secure. It cannot be hacked. It's an unhackable network. And so, anyway.
Yep.
So you have, they're consistently intertwined. Two photons from the same light source are going to consistently be intertwined. And when you look at one over here, and then the other one is over here, if you look at this one, it might change from a particle to a wave, which will automatically make this one change from a particle to a wave. We don't know why it happens, we just know that it does happen. And so they use that to our advantage. And so my opinion is it works in a different dimension. It's our dimension being able to work with another dimension, which brings up my whole theory on the afterlife and everything like that. Because I don't necessarily believe you go to heaven or hell, and I don't believe that there's a God. I think that we are energy, and our energy is recycled.
Go further on that.
Yeah, no, I just had to cough. So if you have consciousness is the state of being self-aware. That's undeniable. We are self-aware humans, or self-aware beings, so we have our consciousness, we don't know what happens when you die, but we all fucking have one, so it's there, and it's not a physical thing, so it's got to be acting on another plane. Some people call it spiritual plane.
Do you believe animals have consciousness?
I don't know of a self-aware animal. Can you give me a option of a self-aware animal?
Well,
because animals are, I guess you could say naturistic. They're natural. They only care about three things: eating, sleeping, and fucking reproducing. They're kind of like programmed to do that.
So are we.
Well, I mean, when you look at buffaloes or, migration patterns, they do the same thing. Salmon is a perfect example. Every year, they know where to go back to spawn. They've been there one time in their life, and then they go back to die. And it's just programmed in their fucking head. We know where we're going to go. We're going to do this. I wouldn't call that self-aware. That's almost like the simulation theory. That everything's a simulation. It's almost programmed to do that. And so I think that things we're not programmed to do anything. We are free to do what we want. Basically, even if it's against the law, we have free will. We're able to do whatever the fuck we want. So I think that with that comes consciousness. And so when you die, most people think, oh, well, your consciousness is going to end up either going to heaven or hell. But in my opinion, that sounds man-made. Like if you don't abide by my rules, you don't get to get into my club, which is heaven. When you have a God or whatever, their end result is if you don't listen to me and do as I say, then you go to heaven. And so that's why I think religion is a form of control. Religion it's man-made. And so I believe that there's no higher power. I mean, I guess the higher power, in my opinion, would be the collective consciousness of the universe. We're all part of this fucking consciousness. The universe is constantly experiencing itself. And it's...
So the universe has a consciousness, but animals don't?
No. That's not what I'm saying. We are the consciousness. All of us are connected. Because we all live different lives, we all do everything, but we all have one thing in common, which is we have a lot of things in common: shit, eat, piss, blood, whatever the fuck. But consciously, we all, when it comes down to murder or rape, most of us that are sitting on a higher consciousness plane are agree that these, rape, child molestation, whatever the fuck, that's bad. We know that. And so when you feel like a gut feeling or whatever, it's your consciousness or whatever. That's how I feel about it. It's like, it's just hard to explain without trying to.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. The dimension part, though.
Yeah, the dimensions.
So,
the way I was talking with my boy is he explained that science is the how, and religion is the why. So, religion and the way that you do things is, okay, well, why are we here? We are here because of, we're meant to do this, and that to get into heaven. Science is, how are we here? Well, we're here because this, and that, and that's why this happens. And so I'm more of a believer of how instead of the why. And I would rather live my life free and choice and be able to do what I think is right compared to what someone is telling me is right. The Bible has a lot of, not just the Bible, the Quran, a bunch of other things, has rules set in place that you must abide by, like all religions do. Hindus can't eat cows. Jewish people can't, eat a certain way. Fucking Muslims can't eat a certain way. Christians aren't supposed to be gay. Like there's rules to everything, which sounds very fucking man-made.
Because it is.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so the science is
the Bible was written by man.
Yes.
Okay. There are rules in there that are man-made interpretations of what God said is what you're allowed or the way to live.
How do we know that those are real speculations? Because then you have other people across the world saying their God said this.
Yeah, we don't know. That's the thing, is we don't know.
So that's why I'm a firm believer in the science part.
Science is chasing God, in my opinion.
That's what my boy was saying. It's
they're trying to figure out.
Science and religion agree on a lot of things, except for the end.
Yeah.
It's and there's not really any rules in science, because science is basically the theory of disprove me. Everything in science is speculative. Even gravity is just a theory. Like we don't know why when you drop something it fucking falls. We know up is down, down is up, and that's pretty much it. We know gravity's different on different planets. Anyway, so my personal opinion is when you die, you just get recycled into the collective consciousness of everything. And that's why, because with quantum physics, they're basically figuring out how to teleport. If you can teleport information from here to there with light, why can't you teleport human beings, break us down by photons and all that shit, our light here, and then make us appear there? Which would also change the fabric of time as well. We should be able to time travel because of quantum physics. I think that time is like an ocean, and we treat time like a river. You're on a river with a fucking paddle boat. Can't fight the fucking current. If you're kayaking, you're not going to be able to go upstream with the fucking high-powered current. You're going to be pulled along. And so that's how we treat time. When I think time is more like an ocean, and we should be able to figure out how to treat it like we're driving a boat on an ocean, and we should be able to go forward, backwards, left, right, compared to following this one stream. Because if you're breaking down, a quantum eraser is showing that the future can affect the past. If you are shining a light through, you change the photons here before the next photon, that same photon gets to its next destination. So then you change this one, when you observe it here, is a particle, and then it gets to the next spot, and then you observe it twice, and it turns into a wave. It'll turn that one that was just a particle into a wave. So the future affects the past.
See, and they can't explain that.
They don't know why it happens. They just know that it happens. And so once we figure
this is God messing with these scientists.
That's what I'm saying. That's what my boy was saying, is like religion is the why.
Yeah.
Science is the how.
God's like, oh, you guys think you're smart? you got it figured out now, huh? Watch this.
Well, that's why Einstein couldn't figure it out. He called it spooky action at a distance because he had no fucking idea.
Yeah.
We still have no fucking idea. And that's why I like quantum physics, because it's groundbreaking, and that's why I've invested stocks into it, because this is an industry that's soon to be booming.
Dude, they're racing right now, and I told you about the wet hard drive.
Yeah.
So, quantum is making it basically. So, if one thing can be another thing simultaneously, previously, like our regular computers would be either encode a 1 or a 0, right? Now with quantum computers, it can be a 1 and a 0 at the same time. Yeah. So it's like
super safe.
Exponentially increasing the power and computing. So hacking becomes freaking super easy.
No, hacking becomes super hard.
I'm saying if you have a quantum computer versus
a regular computer, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So everybody is racing now to be in charge of the quantum aspect of it. And if this whole biometric tracking shit goes down like they're planning with COVID, your pattern recognition, biometric recognition, all of this stuff, they can actually store information in a human cell.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's more information in a strand of DNA than you can get on your fucking hard drive. I think they called it with quantum, instead of having like terabytes or whatever, they have so much information you can store on what's called a qubit, and it's like a trillion gigabytes.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. And it's called qubits. And so they're doing the same thing with the wet hard drive like you're talking about.
Your body will be the store of information, and what that information is, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they're trying to do. I do know that the Chinese was able to store a GIF. It was like a dude on a horse running, right? They put it into a bacteria cell or something like that, sent it to another lab, and they were able to extract that GIF. And so, I mean, if they could do it with GIFs, they could probably do it with anything.
Yeah, of course. I mean, a GIF
which is really weird, because that means you could have like freaking... You could have video games and shit in your body, bro. Like...
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I mean, what does that say for espionage?
Yeah.
We don't need to fucking have anybody carry information through anything anymore except for their human bodies.
This is where the biometric scanners is going to come in. Luciferase, the freaking...
It's already in the vaccine.
It's in the vaccine. You're illuminated.
Yep. You can glow in the dark.
These are all they call it biomarkers, so that you can tell
who's been vaxxed or not.
Yep.
Who's got their Jew stamp or not.
And isn't that weird that it's called luciferase?
Yeah. It is pretty.
I mean, I understand that Lucifer is supposed to be the angel of light or whatever, I think. And the light part is, but why do that if people are already so fucking freaked out about the vaccine?
Especially calling it luciferase.
Yeah, they could call it something else.
Well, I mean, there's not even really any reason to put it in there. What was their whole reasoning behind putting it in there?
So you can tell.
I don't remember them saying anything like that. But there is a bill being stopped for these fucking COVID vaccination passports. They're already working on it, which is hallelujah, because that's some fucking fascist shit. All these... Actually, I would like to play a clip real quick.
Yep, play it.
So,
set up the clip for us.
The left is all about getting vaccinations right. All the Democrats are all about getting vaccinations.
And they're shaming people who don't.
Right? Right, okay. So listen to this. This is a clip of Kamala Harris. Did I just fuck up your camera?
No.
Alright. Let's go ahead. So Trump was in office and they're pushing out the vaccine, right? Operation Warp Speed. Said, we'll have it by April.
Yeah.
They said, no, you won't. Then he's out of office, and now the Democrats had it by April.
Yeah.
Say they wouldn't take a vaccine if it was released now. If the Trump administration approves a vaccine before or after the election, should Americans take it, and would you take it?
Kamala
If
Harris.
Trump tells us that we should take it, I'm not taking it.
I want to urge everyone to take the vaccine when it is your turn.
So if it's Trump, don't take it.
Yeah. If it's by Trump, don't take it. It's just blatant divide and conquer. If it would have been the Republicans that won, the Democrats, it's not safe, don't take it yet. Now that it's the Democrats, it's safe, take it, put it in your body. It's just pure divide and conquer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's blatant at this point, and it's pretty fucking disgusting in all reality.
I agree.
I'm just, it's the powers that be. That's what I'm saying. And, I hate to sound like a fucking conspiracy theorist, but, I mean, it's pretty hard not to sound like a conspiracy theorist lately. I mean,
if you're speaking the truth, if you're talking real shit,
as long as,
you're going to sound like a conspiracy theorist.
What's really funny to me is the left were anti-vaxxers.
Mm-hmm.
I know a couple friends that were like, oh no, I'm not going to vaccinate my child with all these, I'm not going to do this, and now they're full vaccination for COVID though.
Mm-hmm.
Because almighty fucking Lord Joe Biden said so. Because it's the new rule, wear a mask or get vaccinated. It's like the fucking shit with the volcano that erupted. They were only evacuating people that fucking were vaccinated.
That's so weird.
Can't be evacuated if you ain't vaccinated. I mean, it's too fucking hard not to be any part of this. Fucking, I mean, it's terrible.
Ugh. It makes me sick, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking gross. It's super fucking gross.
They and they're calling it rules, okay?
Because they can't make it a law. It's illegal to make it a law.
Yeah, they're calling it rules, and there's a lot of impressionable people that are going to think that this is
follow the rules.
You have to do this.
All the NPCs. Did you just come upon a realization right there?
Yes.
The face you made was
you don't have to.
No.
And you shouldn't have to. If you feel like you need it,
go ahead.
Yep.
Go ahead. My body, my choice.
You fucking leftist.
And let me get something straight with this left. It's my body, my choice. Till you get a vaccine. It's freedom of speech and freedom of expression when it comes to LGBTQ and trans, but not when it comes to mean tweets.
Yep.
It's progressive, but they voted another old ass white man into the White House.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think y'all stand for what you think you stand for. I think y'all are virtue signaling. And the only reason why I say that at the end of another old ass white man in the White House, because I voted for a woman, Jo Jorgensen. I'm 100% on board with third party. That's what we need, is a fucking middle. I'm tired of this left versus right. Where the fuck is the middle ground?
So for people who don't know about Jo Jorgensen, because there's people that I know that had never heard the name before in this past election.
All right.
What are some of the things?
She was the libertarian candidate, which is third party. Libertarians believe in less government, not more government.
Okay.
Less taxes, not more taxes. More freedom, not more rules. You know, if you hear somebody say, I think the gays should get married while holding high-powered assault rifles, smoking marijuana with less taxes, they're libertarian. 100%. And so you have Jo Jorgensen, who was running for office. She's a female. She wanted to disband the ATF in the war on drugs. She wanted to let the American people own all the weapons that the government does, because it's what the Second Amendment says, is a well-regulated militia. Then you have, she everything but explosives, obviously, because nowhere in the fucking Constitution does it say anything about explosives. It just says firearms. I agree with that. People shouldn't be rocking around with grenades. You never know what the fuck could happen, you know. See what the rocket launchers did in the Middle East? I'm not down with that here in America. But, you know, she wanted to cut a shit ton of government funding. Wanted to stop all this needless spending. Like Washington State, we have tons of tax money from pot. Tons of tax money from pot. What the fuck are we doing with it? Building a fucking light rail and then charging more people taxes on their tabs because they live closer to the light rail? Kiss my fucking ass.
Yep.
And so they're just double taxing.
What happened to $30 tabs, dude?
It's $40 tabs. And
what happened?
what the fuck is his name? What is our governor?
Gay Inslee.
Oh yeah, Gay Inslee. He fought it. He took it to the Supreme Court and said it was unjust. How is it unjust?
He fought.
He fought it. Took it to the Supreme Court.
Oh my God.
And it's not the first time he's done that either. Saying it's unjust. Get the fuck out of here. You want to defund?
Hey, he's out of here, bro. He's done.
This is his last term. Yeah, you can only serve 12 years as governor, which is a long ass fucking time.
He better move. He better fucking move, dude.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I also don't know if I would have been a fan of Culp though. I don't like it when anybody that has been a police officer or in the police system becomes a government official. Kamala Harris said that. She was laughing that she used to lock people up for marijuana, and now she's riding on that. Oh, fucking make marijuana legal.
Those are the lawmakers' fucking rules, and you play by the lawmakers' rules.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think Culp would have been
better than Inslee.
Way better, dude. Seattle might have still had a chance.
I mean,
through COVID.
I'd call it, instead of Silicon Valley, we're Silicon Alley up here.
Oh shit.
We got SpaceX, we got Microsoft, Nintendo's up here.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of shit up here. And so it's not Silicon Valley, it's Silicon Alley.
I feel like Seattle's about to be the next, like, Los Angeles.
I mean, and the streets already look like it.
Yeah.
Look at all the fucking homeless.
When
people say they hate the West Coast, they really mean they hate Seattle, Portland, LA,
San
Francisco. They don't mean they hate the whole state. Because if you went to Eastern Washington, you'd find out that it's a red state.
Yeah.
Shout out to the state of Liberty.
Oh yeah, the proposed splitting Washington State into two.
Yeah, actually, I was just reading that East Oregon wanted to split and be a part of Idaho. Just recently.
What if they did that to like all the states and it was like blue red?
I mean, that's what they're saying. They're saying they're sanctuary Republican states. That's what they called it. They said they want to get out of the tyrannical left Democrat state and go to a sanctuary red state. And so Eastern Oregon wants to be a part of Idaho. And Eastern Washington wants to be its own. Because, I mean, it's real different. It's not the same at all. Eastern Washington and Western Washington are fucking like polar opposites. It's farmland and fucking country people on the east side of Washington. On the west side, it's fucking hipsters and fucking businessmen. It's not the same. You're not living in the same. So when you have someone tyrannical like Jay Inslee trying to make these rules and shut down these small businesses, well, that's all that's on the Eastern Washington side is small businesses, homeowned fucking people. So really, it doesn't matter what happens on the west side because that's all he sees is what happens on the west side. But the east side is all small businesses. He doesn't give a fuck about them whatsoever.
Why can't they just understand what's good for the people? You know, the freedom to do what you want, you know?
Tax dollars.
Yeah, let's do less.
Tax dollars. That's why. Money.
But why do so many Democrats
because
fucking buy into it?
Because it's for the good of people. when you're spending tax dollars, I want my tax dollars to go to DSHS and Section 8 and help the old people and the poor people. Not that we shouldn't help the old and poor, but
it's
a virtue signal.
They're scraping them dollars into their own pockets, dude, and doing the very least to help those people
On a daily.
Dude, big time.
I can't believe it.
All right, let's end on a happy note. Let's talk about we're almost into it. We just hit an hour.
No way.
Yeah.
Damn, that was a lot.
You want to talk about
my shoes? You ever heard of a low integrity knot?
No, what is that?
That's how you tie your shoes, motherfuckers, with a low integrity knot. That's why everybody's shoes get untied so easily every day with your bunny ears or even your one loop. I'm tying my shoes a new way. It's called a granny knot. You take the bows, and you cross them, and then you cross the other one underneath it, and then you pull it, and now it's a high integrity knot. Shit hasn't came off. I haven't taken my shoes off for 3 days.
I got Velcro straps. I ain't even worried about that. You want to listen?
Get the strap. Hey, I know how to make that hella quiet.
What?
I can make it so you don't even hear that.
What? My strap?
Yeah, let me show you how. Go to do it.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Ah! No one would have ever heard that. You'd been in a battle.
Oh my god. I think he just blew it out. Hey, did you hear Kevin Gates moved out here?
Yeah, I heard that. I heard he was seen at the South Center Mall. And they fucking just were like trying to get him to talk to them. And he was like, get the fuck away from me. They said he ain't got no love for his fans.
I seen some weird shit. Did I send you the video where I don't know if it's his kid or someone's
the little
kid.
Girl said she did magic, which
she's into magic.
Makes me think that he's a pedophile as well.
He covered her mouth like this.
And they said we made magic.
And then he was talking about he's 3,000 years old or some shit.
It's fucking insane.
You think he's possessed?
I don't fucking
You
know.
think he came up here to get at Melinda Gates? Kevin Gates, Melinda Gates.
Oh, fuck.
That's a conspiracy theory.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Real personal.
What?
Do you stand when you wipe your ass?
All right, we're out of here, guys. Thanks for tuning in to the Pale Horse. Go follow Josh on
TikTok.
While you still can.
Pale Horse Podcast.
Pale Horse Podcast. Watch him destroy the left with their own fucking tactics.
Can't believe you didn't want to get into that.
Bro, nobody wants to hear how I wipe my ass anyways.
Well, I mean, it's not even just you. I just heard that 30% of people stand up when they wipe their ass.
As long as you wipe your ass.
I'm trying to get a bidet. Americans have the shittiest asses. Europe and everywhere else, they use bidets. We're just walking around, like if you picked up some shit off the ground.
We take showers, bro.
I know, but these motherfuckers walking around with clean ass.
Shit, shower and shave is part of the daily schedule.
You're walking down the street and you pick up some shit, right? And then you wipe it off with toilet paper. And then for the rest of the day until you take a shower, you don't wash your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you pick up shit off the ground or get some shit on your hand somehow and then go wash your hand afterwards? Because that's what the Europeans do. They get shit on their butthole.
I don't fucking hold my cheeseburger with my butt cheeks either, you know what I'm saying? You fucking eating french fries with your anus? Nah.
I think Americans should adopt bidets.
Are you about to get one?
I really will. I just have yet to find one that warms the water up.
You bought a new toilet seat for the shop and that shit don't even fit. So
They told me to buy the cheapest toilet seat, so I got the little toilet trainer seat.
Bro, they got ovals and circles, and we got an oval and there's a circle fucking seat on that shit. You should get a bidet for the shop. That's what you need to do.
Brandon would never leave.
You suck a dick on the bidet.
Spent all day on the bidet.
Your ass would be in there all day for sure.
No, that fucking... I've looked into getting some. I want to get one that has warm water. I don't know how I feel about having cold water sprayed on my butt.
I bet you those ones are expensive.
I'm sure they are.
You gotta heat that water up.
They have like different settings and shit. Make the water swirl. the zero tip, fan tip shit.
Got turbo nozzle. Damn.
Yeah.
All right, that's
that could be it.
That's enough.
Sorry we ended on a shitty note, y'all.
All right, y'all. Till the next one.
Pale horse out.
Peace.
The Pale Horse Podcast. It's time to wake up the sleeping. Subscribe and like for more videos. Stay informed.